Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Rove and a new bush trip at last. Well, not at last, it's not been that long, but you know, here we are, California Dreams Bush Trip. The state of California is one of the most geographically diverse places in the world. It hosts a tremendous range of sites from urban to coastal to desert to mountain and much more. The state contains both the highest point in the counterminous United States, Mount Whitney, and the lowest point in the country, a Badwater Basin. It is home to grand monuments of infrastructure and architecture like the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco and the US Bank Tower of Los Angeles. It is also a realm steeped in history, notably of those inspired to dream big and create masterpieces of technology and art of all types, and to strike off and explore the peaks, shorelines, and other reaches of the state. California Dreams celebrates this part of the United States through an aerial itinerary that weaves through the most spectacular, the most renowned, and the most historic that this state has to offer. Beginning at Santa Catalina Island, one of Southern California's Channel Islands, the flight visits Los Angeles, the Mojave Desert, Death Valley, the High Sierra, the Great Central Valley, and San Francisco before coming to an end on the northern Californian coast. 1,500 odd kilometers, 4 hours 36, 13 legs. Leg 1, Catalina to Palmdale, US Air Force, Plant 42. Let's go. All right, I think we're good to go. We've got everything. Let's go. Let's get going. What do we want when we take off? 3:51. For 6 minutes, 7 seconds. Here we are on this crazy island, runway on the top of a hill, some kind of resort that's the only thing on the island with its palm trees. We're in a Cessna Grand Caravan or whatever it is. Off we go. Well, let's go. 3:51. Let's start our clock. Where you going, play? Where you going? This way. Long Point. Long Point is long. After lifting into the sky from Catalina Airport, cross the Gulf of Santa Catalina, leaving Santa Catalina Island, the easternmost of the mountainous Channel Islands archipelago. Long Point is a promontory just to the west of the port cities of San Pedro and Long Beach. Long Beach. This is the plane where I need to be careful. It does not have a buffer zone between going the speed it's meant to go and also inevitable doom and destruction. Let's go like -2% trim, but also 90% power. I don't want an accidental ending of the trip because the wings ripped off. Gonna get it anyway. Go back to 0 then. Why so difficulte? Now we're climbing again. The Serenity. Was it Gulf of Santa Catalina? I was saying yesterday as we flew into there, I didn't know there were a bunch of islands out here off the Californian coast. That's news to me. The Channel Islands. What channel? Channel between what and what? It's the Pacific Ocean, not the channel. Channel? What Channel Islands? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Have we sort of leveled off? Not really. Another, let's go another two dots into -1. And 2 notches, whatever you call it. 2 clicks of the button. Display, how you doing? Hope you're well. How are we doing? 3 minutes, halfway there. Well, probably less than halfway there. It'll be a bit slow. I don't even know if we're at the right trim. I'm good as well. Display. Thank you for asking. Not bad. For the moment. Got a bush trip to do. Got a bush trip to do. What's not to like? Visiting the old Cali 498. Which I have flown. you know, when this first came out, I'm pretty sure I flew over LA. I was hoping, and I wish they had done that, and I still wish they would do that, that on like the 4th, if you set it for the 4th of July, there'd be fireworks everywhere, because there was famous footage of, like drone footage of all of LA, and from about down here to right up to San Francisco, everyone just setting off fireworks. So that would have been cool in game. But no, nothing. No fireworks. Alas. Badge. Oh, actually, where are we going to today? So it's APMD? And it's gonna be Palmdale. We'll go Palmdale. We're not gonna put the whole Air Force thing in there. Palmdale. Make sure that's on for the title. Palmdale. There we go. Beautiful, calm weather, that's for sure. We've done 5.5 minutes. I assume this is Long Point in front of us. And in fact, once we get over the land will be the next turn. We shall see, I guess. Oh, a couple of little stutters. Do think we'll get some, you know, frame rate drops. LA is all photogrammetry. It's all super high res everything. The only thing is, you put it at lower graphical settings, doesn't seem to make much difference. Still seems to be quite stuttery, so we're just gonna have to put up with it. I'd rather good looking stuttery than bad looking stuttery, now wouldn't I? And I'm sure you'll agree. Well, we've done our 6 minutes. Purple Arrow's still, you know, and we haven't reached Long Point, so we'll give it another minute or two till we're out actually over the land of what is presumably Long Point. Rancho Palos Verdes in front of us, apparently, according to the Jugles. If you're watching this on the video, it was recorded live. And you can find the VOD of that below. There'll be my face, there'll be some music, although there's music on this video as well. It's also got a little map, Google map, that tracks us. Rancho Palos Verdes, rolling hills. There we go. And just as we hit the land, Purple Arrow wants to turn, so let's reset our clock. And we're going 14 degrees for 2 minutes to Torrance. Flying then towards downtown Los Angeles and its tall skyscrapers. Passing over Torrance. Well, they haven't loaded in yet. I look forward to it. Look at all of these houses up on the hills here. Rolling Hills, apparently, is the name of this suburb. Hope the game holds together while it tries to load in photogrammetry LA. Bit stuttery. Torrance, huh? Jack Torrance. Here's Johnny. An airport there. That's very nice. I wonder what airport that is. I can't quite see it on the Google. Can't quite see it. Anyway, we're heading to Torrance. Is it showing up on the Google? I think it is. Yeah, there it is. This town in front of us is Torrance. We've done 137 of 2 minutes. We're also a bit slow. I think we're meant to be doing 170, but I don't like doing 170 because you get to 175 and the plane crashes for some reason. It's just, again, I've had this ramp before on this plane. For those of you who haven't heard this ramp before, I think it's ridiculous. Why? Why is there no orange thing like every other plane? Why would the cruising speed of 170 be like 10 knots away from certain destruction? It's just not realistic. It's not how it happened in real life. But you go into that red and it pretty much ends the flight. So we go right over Torrance now on the Googles. We've done 2 minutes 20. There we go. Now we want 8 degrees. 4 minutes 13. Downtown Los Angeles. Continue toward the skyscrapers and weaves of highways of downtown Los Angeles. Set against the backdrop of the San Gabriel Mountains, downtown Los Angeles comprises some of California's greatest architectural feats, including Wilshire Grand Center, the tallest building on the West Coast, and the US Bank Tower. Alright. Oh, I see it. Isn't that weird? Like, you know, LA just feels like this. Just the downtown, we see it in all the movies, you know, Hollywood sign in the background, all of that. And then you look at it from this angle, it's just this huge plain with mountains in the background and just thousands upon millions of houses. It's amazing. You don't really see it like this in the movies. It was only like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago that it was like a Quora thing. It was like, what's something about LA that surprises you? And it's like, yeah, there's mountains behind it. They never show these huge mountains in the movies. And yet, you take a photo of LA, and also, it's not that close to the water. It's, you know, I think of LA as having beaches and things like that, but it's a fair way. It's a fair way. Golf course. Oh, look at the grids though. The grids. It's amazing. Look at what you've done, humanity. You have covered this entire... What do you even call this? Plain? What is it when you go from mountains, have a nice big flat bit, and then to the water? I assume it has some kind of name. I probably would have known it 15 seconds ago. Now that I'm trying to think of it, I can't think of it. Anyway, absolutely covered in houses. Unbelievable. Flatbed, yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, I almost want to say riverbed, but then you flatbed? If there was a river here, it would be a delta, right? Big, sort of like the Nile Delta. But there's, I mean, Los Angeles is famous for not having any water. They have to pump it in from Nevada. That's the underlying plot of Chinatown. And destroying lives upriver to make LA have water. It's not a delta then, because there's no... Maybe it's an X-delta. Maybe there used to be rivers going through here, but... Things changed. Earthquakes do that to a place. Everything gets a little bit weird. These highways and freeways. Coming into downtown LA. Basically... switching into Grand Theft Auto. Big stadium on the left there. We're in South Los Angeles, the south side. It's what is going to be a very recognizable skyline here, I would think. Every bloody movie being filmed here in America. Quite as recognizable as New York, for example, but pretty close to it, I think. We've done 4 minutes, another 13 seconds officially, but yeah. I think it wants us to turn when we're over the town, surely. Speaking of which, let's do that. And I'll just try to remember where the time was. Hang on. No, I won't. 17:35. 17:35 for the thumbnail. Beautiful. Beautiful. Los Angeles, according to the Googles. I'm surprised it's not stuttering. It's stuttered. Look at that, the photogrammetry. You can see all the buildings. This is incredible. Alright, 3:20. 3:20 for 1 minute 49. Reset our clock. Griffith Park. One of California's most notable destinations is Griffith Park. Hang on, we need to turn. Don't want to. We're going too fast. Slow it down, plane. Calm yourself. Named after industrialist Griffith J. Griffith. There's a name, I didn't know that. Who donated the land to the city of Los Angeles in 1896. The park is home to the famous Hollywood sign, the Griffith Observatory, the Los Angeles Zoo, and at one time, the Griffith Park Aerodrome. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Actually amazed at the frame rate right now. It's a little bit framey, but doing alright. Doing alright. It just proves that it's a loading thing, not a graphics thing. Because if I can fly through like the desert of Nevada and it's all jerky, but then with absolutely nothing around, and now I've flown through downtown Los Angeles and it was smooth as butter, so we've got nothing to do. Nothing to do with the graphics, I think. It's trying to download stuff though. There's the observatory. Where's me Hollywood sign? Where's me Hollywood sign? I know it's here somewhere. I think it's to the right. Must have missed it. Must have missed it. Doesn't matter. There we go. Now we're turning. Now we're turning. What do we want? 55 degrees for 4 minutes, 1 second. $55. Headed to Mount Wilson. 5,710 foot high Mount Wilson, part of the San Gabriel Mountains, is notable for the Mount Wilson Observatory, which contains some of the most historically significant telescopes in the world of astronomy, dating to the early 1900s. The observatory continues to serve science with a number of instruments in use to this day. Rover Glendale, I know that name. I think all the suburbs of LA I probably know from movies and TV. So if we're going towards this mountain then, I think maybe we need to climb. Let's go up to maybe 1% there. Because, what's next? So we're going to Mount Wilson, and then 345. So then, yeah, we're going to be turning left. So are we heading up over these mountains? Bit odd. That's a little bit odd. Wow, just, again, I've forgotten how much this, just 1% of trimming, and suddenly we're doing loop-de-loops. And there we go, like 1% the other way, and we're not climbing anymore. What? You're so sensitive. That's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Just thought I might quickly... Where's the Hollywood sign? Where's the Hollywood sign, huh? I thought it was fairly obvious. I think I found it when I flew around here a couple of years ago. In the game? In the game? The game? What on our left there? Just some town built into a quarry or something. Another football stadium? Another golf course? Pasadena. There you go. That's another familiar name. I'm not going 55 degrees. Let's go 55 degrees like we're supposed to. We've got to do what we're told. Else. Or else. Altadena below us. Part of Pasadena. Oh, I suppose that means something in Spanish. Pasadena mean, and then Altadena? Does Pasadena mean low something and Alta mean high, whatever it is? Probably. Something like that. That is a big pool, a couple of big pools there. Maybe they're actual lakes. Not pools. I take it all back. I thought it was just a huge rich person pool, but it might just be a lake for everybody to enjoy. I don't know that we're going to climb high enough, quick enough. Might have to start trimming a little bit more. There we go. Maybe we'll just give it an oomph. We'll just give it an oomph, our own personal oomph. Come on, plane. Let's get up a bit higher. We've got to get to whatever that square thing is. I assume that's the observatory. The Mount Wilson Observatory. We want to, you know, we want to buzz it. We want to buzz it Maverick style. Come on, plane. You can do it. Excellent, excellent. We have made it. Look at this, there's a whole bunch of buildings up here. Not photogrammetry though. Just made up. There we go. Oh, we're turning to the left already. We want 3:45 for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Bro. There we go. Blackbird Air Park. Continue to the north over the crest of the St. Gabriel Mountains into the Antelope Valley, sighting Palmdale in the distance. What, how, where? We're in the mountains. Just to the north of downtown Palmdale lies Blackbird Air Park, an annex of the Air Force Flight Test Museum, which has on display a Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk, a Lockheed U-2 Dragon Lady, a Lockheed A-12, progenitor to the SR-71, and a Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. I believe still the fastest plane ever? Mark III or something? Don't believe what you see in Maverick, or even in the game here with the Dark Star. We have not gone anywhere near Mark 10. Well, it's up in space probably, but not in the atmosphere. And then, like, I thought the record was like 6 or 7, but no, it's not even. It's like 3 or 4 or something. This is an unmanned one that's done 6. Anyway, I was reading all about it because I did think we were nearing Mark 10, but no. No, we haven't got the technology yet, which is a pity because Mark 10 would be a 45-minute flight for me to go to Australia from France. And that would be awesome. From 24 hours basically total to get there, 2 planes, to 45 minutes, yeah. We'd be able to afford it, but hey, the idea of it would be awesome. See, that's something I've been meaning to do in this. Use the Dark Star and just actually, yeah, take off from south of France, see how long it takes to get to Sydney. Have to refuel mid-air though. I think it would take less than an hour. Like probably more than that actually, because the activity, the mission that you can do in the game is from west coast to east coast of America, and that's 45 minutes. Probably double that to get from France to Australia. I don't know. Might be an interesting thing to do one day. 10 million per ticket, yeah. Yeah, minimum. The amount of fuel to do a Mark 10, you wouldn't even be able to. I don't think you'd be able to with a plane like that, even if it was going that fast, where you wouldn't be able to hold enough fuel to fly from France to Australia at that speed. But I don't know. Maybe someone will invent a new technology soon and it'll all become possible somehow. Right, I'm going to slow it down again because I don't want to accidentally rip the wings off. Oh, we got below us here. Nothing on the Googles. There's a little town below us, a river and everything, but Google doesn't seem to recognize it. What are you doing, algorithm? Are you inventing towns? Are they secret towns that only Bing knows about? Secret Microsoft areas? Alright, so this must be... Where were we going? Palmdale. This must be Palmdale here. I've heard of Palmdale. I would have said it was just a suburb of Los Angeles, but it's not really. It's on the other side of the mountains. We're almost back in Nevada. Yeah, California's weird, man. That, you know, Los Angeles, San Francisco, all on the coast style, then a huge mountain range in between, and then just flat desert Nevada style out over here. It's got it all, doesn't it? Right, so although this is Blackbird Air Park, there will then be 30 seconds in basically the same direction to Palmdale, USAF, US Air Force Plant 42. What kind of name is that? Famed Skunk Works facility. Continue north and land at Palmdale USAF Plant 42 Airport, the location of the famed Skunk Works facility. So we'll get that read out because in about 2 or 3 minutes we should be basically where this airport is. What does it look like? Fairly big airport, so don't see it just yet. But we're coming in to see you, Pasadena. No, not Pasadena. What was it? Palmdale. Palmdale. Yes, the Valley of Palms. Oh, there we go. I can see the airport. Yeah. Which way do we want to land? I've got no... don't think there's much wind at all. I got no sense of the plane moving one way or the other. And it looks like the runway is perpendicular to us right now. So, yeah. We get to choose which side. I guess we'll come this side and then land that way. Land to the left. We'll head out over to the radar fields here. These circular fields that farmers are pretending have crops on them, but we all know are actually alien communication devices or teleportation devices or something. You know? I ain't fooled. I ain't fooled. I don't think there's grass growing on that. There's big silos underneath or something, you know? Akira style. Let's lose a bit of height for the aliens to detect us. Where's the actual runway? There? There's two runways. There's a diagonal one as well. The picture doesn't help. It basically shows both of them and not straight down one of them. Either of them. So I'll just go land on the big one and hope that that's the one that registers. Although what I suspect they've done with the updates to the bush trips, especially that the last bush trip we did, there was one airport that I'm pretty sure we didn't land where the game thought the airport was, even though, yeah, anyway, it was off. We landed on what looked like a runway, but that's not where the game showed it on the map. But it still registered. So I sort of feel like if you land on the ground somewhere near these bush trip end zones, I'll give it to you, you know? There's no need to be too nutty about it. Speaking of which, let's start trimming back a bit. Maybe that's way too much. I forgot how sensitive this plane is compared to my beloved DA-42. Alright, let's slow it right down. We've got the runway in front of us. We've got the radar fields. There we go. Get the flaps down. Start heading over there. Get this baby landed here in Palmdale. Oh, we're still too trimmy. We're still too trimmy. Come on, floaty plane, let's go. Yeah, of course. Now we're not losing any height. That'd be right. That'd be right. Come on, plane. Down you go. Look at that. Is that a river over there on this flat plane? Where does the river just... Or it's just a giant long lake? I think it might actually just be a giant long lake, you know? Alright. Ah, how's the Serenity? Well, I guess Palmdale's a farming city. They found where all the water is. Carefully, carefully. I think we're not losing enough height quick enough. Come on, plane. Come on, down you go. Oh, bit stuttery, bit stuttery. Not like in the airport. Not landing on 22. Gonna land on, what is it? Something else. It's too high. Why? Dude. Alright. 29 is it? Okay. Let's do a loop. Let's do a loop. We're too high. I'm not, as always, going from the plane that I know how to control pretty well to this one that's just very floaty. Doesn't like losing height. Oh, yeah, not a good time for stutters. Don't want to accidentally stall the plane at this point. That would be foolish, would it not? There we go. That's the runway we want. I'm like, oh, what's happened to what? How have I ended up to the side of the runway? But no, it's this one. It's this one. That's better. Looking a lot better. Alright. Floating up a bit. More floating. It is a bit of a crosswind. Left to right. Maybe I was meant to land on 22 then. Might have been better. But how was I to know that? We have no ATC in the bush trips. We are parentless. Flying solo. No help from anyone. Dude, This runway's a lot bigger than it looks. Wow. There we go. Welcome to Palmdale. Ah, the brakes on this thing. I assure you I've got my finger on the brakes. There we go. Finally it stops. Nice. Leg one. Leg one of the California Dream Bush Trips is in the book. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir, goodbye.